Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Sing Street.
This is your life, you can go anywhere. You gotta grab the wheel and own it, drive it like you stole it.
I promise I will not sing again in this review, so please stay. So thankfully, I can say that the film is much better than my singing ability. I really had a great time with Sing Street, and I'm not one for sappy films. I have a heart of coal, and this movie just warmed my heart. It made me feel, and it made me leave the theater smiling. First of all, the acting cast all did a very solid job. Mark McKenna played our main character, and he was so wonderful. I like that our main character wasn't necessarily the best singer either, to be honest. His voice definitely had quite a few problems, but he was just so determined to make this whole Sing Street band thing happen that, you know, you gotta work with what you're given. And he was very resourceful, very resilient, and determined to make it all work out in the end. Lucy Boynton played Rafina. She's also very good. She added so much depth and emotion to her role. I, like our main character, was completely captivated by Rafina every time she was on screen. But really, the strongest performance goes to Jack Rayner, who plays the older brother of our main character. He was so good in this movie. I kept just wanting to spend more time with the brother because he was so charismatic, so funny, yet had this air of wiseness to him, yet this air of sadness as well. Again, such a layered performance from the actor, and his character comes this full arc, a bigger arc than any of the other characters in the film, including our two main characters. It just felt like an emotional realization with him. But these kids, they all have problems like a lot of these young adult skewing movies do. But the movie never panders down to the children, never kind of condemns them for feeling the way they're feeling. It makes them feel validated for their feelings. You know, you do have problems in this age group, a lot of them. And you're struggling with identity, which we clearly see in this film. You're struggling with trying to find yourself and who you are at this time. And the movie just does such a great job of depicting the struggles of that and the hope that you have to maintain as you're going through that. But also, the music is good. I know I kind of ragged on the vocals a little bit earlier, but these songs are really good, and I found myself, as soon as I got out of the theater, looking up where I could buy them. My favorite was Drive It Like You Stole It. It was just such a catchy 80s fun song that I loved it from the first moment I heard it. But really, every song that this band plays is wonderful. So an interesting point of discussion for this film is the character of Rafina. As I was watching the entire thing, I kept just thinking, wow, Manic Pixie Dream Girl strikes again. Here we go. You know, we've seen this several times. And it's a little bit disappointing to see it yet again. However, I think that the character of Rafina escapes it at the end. I think that she has enough development and her scenario ends in such a way that she escapes such a label. And I was so happy by that revelation. I think that was part of my glee in the end, that no, she wasn't a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Yay! But I'm really interested, if you've seen Sing Street, to comment below. Would you categorize Rafina as a Manic Pixie Dream Girl or not so much? But that discussion kind of leads me into the negatives of the film. A lot of it has to do with just kind of the depiction of what these kids were doing, and I was just like, this doesn't set a good precedent, this doesn't really set a good example for children these days, because it wasn't good for them back then either. Also, the fact that it was kind of just like a ragtag team, that literally none of them were friends and apparently had no friends outside of that, was a little bit unbelievable, that they just like bopped around and grabbed these random people to jump in the band. I mean, it's not completely unbelievable, but it would have been nice to have some friendships in there. And actually, in general, I wish we would have seen friendships develop out of it, because they never focus on the relationships between the band members because it's so focused on the romantic relationship and the family dynamic that we never really get to develop the band relationship, and the movie is named Sing Street after the band. Also, something that happens at the end I kind of just thought was a little bit cheesy, yeah, go kids type moment, and stick it to the man, don't let your teachers tell you what to do. You'll know when you see the movie. It's in the last, like, musical sequence. And I was like, this is a little much. But overall, I had a blast with the movie. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I left smiling. I found the complete movie to just be really endearing. It captivates you, it entertains you, and you just have a good time with it. So I definitely think Sing Street is worth the full price ticket. I don't think necessarily it has a big cinematic quality, so if you want to wait for it on streaming and rental, I wouldn't be opposed to that either. But if you're looking for something to watch as soon as it hits your city, because it's rolling out in limited release, Sing Street is definitely a very solid choice. So, that was my review of Sing Street. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Have you already seen Sing Street? Have you even heard of it? And are you excited to go and see it? Let me know either in the comment section down below and hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!